Okay, I think we are good to go over the cards that I pulled in the last live for my Storymatic video series. I don't know what I'm calling this yet. And I apologize, I'm very tired. We worked today, and now we're doing it, and hopefully going to be in bed soon after. Sorry. I have a weird job, a weird day job. Don't know how I got in this day job, but I'm in it, and it helps with my writing. I'll just say that much. Helps with life and remembering the big picture and not letting silly things get to you. It's literally life or death. Sorry. Again, strange mood, and I'm here, we're doing it. We're gonna do some writing exercises because if you're like me and you think a lot, then writing is your friend. Writing will help you. I used to think writing like isolated me, but I actually think it helps me connect because I know I need to worry about myself if I'm isolating and not writing. But if I'm isolating and writing, it actually means I'm trying to connect with the world around me, people in my life. I think writing, storytelling, again, narrative, and revealing how strange we are as humans through writing is a good way to connect with others. Because then, like, every day when you're... My cat just did something. Oh, there he is. Typical millennial girl gets a Bengal cat. She's not ready for kids. Oh, I love live because there's no editing these little tangents out. But what I was gonna say, sometimes you kind of forget that you are sharing this world with other people because we're all like plugged in with our headphones or on our phones, and you can get really caught up in your own stuff. And what I would recommend you do if you are feeling, like an outsider or you're struggling to connect in general, I would say going into a public place and just writing down things that you notice about people. And these aren't judgments, these are observations. We're not being like, oh, they're ugly. You could be like, well, they chose an interesting outfit with interesting colors. Like, interesting, like what is it that you're going to remember about that person you were observing? And Bilbo's just going to be my little guest host. I think it's just so important to look around, look up, look around you, and see how other people are living their lives, and that can inform you with your writing, your characters, and what can feel real on the page, right? Because if you actually pull from your exposure in real life, then it means more, and it stays with the reader or the audience member more because they can relate. All right, so that's enough of an intro rant. Whew. So cards were monsters. I should say monsters with an exclamation point. Monsters. Long-awaited invitation, survivor, and storm chaser. So I haven't done any brainstorming with this yet. I'm just going to check that this is... Okay, yeah, we are recording. Good. Yeah, I haven't done any research yet on these cards or brainstorming. So I'm going to do that now and then go from there. So, monsters. Again, how I approach anything where I'm trying to pull something out of nothing or something out of one word, or like I was just it's just you, Sam, talking into the into the void. As I was saying, when you are trying to pull, maybe it's a poem or a story idea, spur of the moment, don't judge the thoughts that are coming up with the subject matter. Again, we're just observing. We're not here to judge our thoughts, and we're not here to judge other people. We're just observing. We're recording the data that comes forward through the excavation. So right away, I'm thinking storm chaser. To me, that's like a really compelling action that someone would take upon themselves. And we're not trying to write another Twister movie, although the last Twister movie was pretty good. I mean, the original will always be the original, but anyways, so we're not. And then again, just like reading books that you wouldn't want to write, or watching movies you wouldn't want to make or write or conceptualize. It's good to watch bad movies or know what to like separate your writing from. So like I said, my association with a storm chaser would be like a Twister, the Twister franchise, because that's kind of all we've seen in recent years. And I want to get away with that, so I'm not going to be a storm chaser of tornadoes specifically. I think I'm kind of interested in more like maybe they chase the lightning. And then the only research I did kind of start doing was what are the lightning, people that have been struck by lightning, what are the side effects? So, and then like pulling up images of the injuries just to kind of get more flowing. Storm chaser, lightning. In the future, I'll just like put the cards up so you can tune in and know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm so tired. I got this. I got this. Lightning, lightning. So being struck by lightning. Oh, and then there's also survivor. So I think that's kind of where my brain obviously is leading into. So survivor of I know, Bilbo. Survivor of being struck by lightning. Survivor. Survivor of being struck by lightning. Storm chaser. Why would they want to chase a storm? What's in it for them? Maybe a photographer? Being close to that level of electricity. Maybe it's like when we go through like a crazy traumatic event, or that starts to feel like our new normal. Kind of like nurses that work in emergency. They've got swollen amygdalas, so they probably need like an activity that's just as stimulating. Or people say, I'm just pulling off the top of my head. Say I was a nurse that worked in emergency for many years, and then I tried to do a different career. It would probably, my brain would probably crave that stimulation. I think that's a lot of people that go through very traumatic events through their upbringing go into becoming first responders because they kind of thrive in chaos, because chaos is their norm. I really gotta do posture exercises. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Photographer being close to that level of electricity. So they're a survivor. They've been through something. And when we are a survivor, that like leads us into needing to always survive something. Because if you identify with a certain trait, a lot of the times you can start to over-identify with it. Like, I don't like to say, even though I've had, like, I had a very traumatic upbringing. I don't want to say I'm a survivor because then I think what that can do to my subconscious is I am always going to give myself something to survive. I mean, living is surviving, but you get what I mean, hopefully. So a strong, if the character that we've been given, like these hints to getting to the character, survivor is one of them, then maybe they are purposefully identifying as that, or maybe they're being endowed by that. Society loves to give us labels, so maybe they're famous for being a survivor. So what is the survivor component? Is it an endowment from someone else about their character, or is it a belief they have about who they are? Famous survivor. Self-ident. I know no one's watching probably, but I literally, this is all I do with my life. So I just thought maybe I'll turn a camera on and then maybe I'll build community and then maybe we live in the best age for that. And maybe I can do it full time if I just show the work. So I'm going to keep talking as if many people are listening because you never know. Someone could always tune in. And I would have liked to see a writer break down a whole movie idea this way. Famous survivor or self-identified survivor. Famous survivor endowed by the public or a self-identified survivor. So to me, that's interesting. I want to come back to that. So I'll just keep going through each card. So storm chaser, they're chasing like when lightning strikes, maybe. Maybe a photographer. Photographer being close to that level of electricity when lightning strikes. So that's storm chaser and survivor kind of that we're starting to poke at. Now, long-awaited invitation. What's a long-awaited invitation? An invite for your dream job. An invite to interview for your dream job. An invite to an exclusive club, group, community. I had gum in my mouth. Ugh. Tea and gum. Invite to exclusive club, group, community. Long-awaited invitation. Storm chaser, survivor, long-awaited invitation. Long-awaited invitation. I've been waiting so long to get this invitation. I've been waiting many years. I've been waiting. An invite to exclusive group or community. Invite to an interview for your job. An invite to a special event. An invite to meet one person. Romantically. Long-awaited invitation. So again, I'm just taking each term and I'm literally listing out as many scenarios or associations I can come up with. And I think the best way to do this is not to go for the obvious things. Like, yeah, I might still go to Survivor and like link it to Storm Chaser. Okay, ooh, I can put in like Survivor of being struck by lightning. But I don't want to get too stuck right away in those details. I want to really just brainstorm what would be a unique movie idea or book idea that no one has seen before, but sounds enticing enough that it should be explored. So, long awaited invitation, invite to interview for your dream job, an invite to an exclusive club, group, or community, an invite to a special event, an invite to meet one person, perhaps romantically, some kind of call for the character, some pull. Survivor, Storm Chaser. And again, Survivor, is it they identify as a survivor for something they themselves have gone through and maybe have not broadcasted, or has it been a public endowment on our character? Did something happen to them and then people refer to them as a survivor? Because they're very different things. If you are giving yourself that title and that belief system, or if that's what people would say about you. The next one, monsters. I'm right away going to sci-fi, fantasy, and then yeah, we can kind of get into your genre. Are they good monsters? Are they good or misunderstood? Are they real monsters? Or are they like, are they ghoulish monsters? Aliens? Or are the monsters in the story going to be like the agents in the Matrix? A little different. Because they are monsters of some kind. I don't know, I'm getting like a visual of like a busy street and someone almost like identifying a monster that no one else can see. I think that's really interesting to me. Rather than like a obvious monster. How hidden are these monsters in society? Yeah, are these monsters well known? I think when you get a really strong offer too, something to do right away is then you can like establish a genre. Is it going to be like magic realism where it's like magical stuff happening in the world we recognize in our modern day world, say, kind of like a Harry Potter situation? There's a wizarding world going on in parallel to our reality. Or is it going to be like futuristic, sci-fi, or fantasy? Like, does it take place in a reality that we know ourselves, or do we have to feed more information to the reader to build that world and that setting? Again, you'll hear me go off all the time about how important setting is. Yeah, like in the last little Storymatic I just did, it was like the Philippines was like a huge part of the characters and the substance and yeah, I think setting is really important. Setting is character and setting keeps the audience with you. 'Cause then they feel like the association with the setting. Yeah. It's hard. Like you'll watch a movie sometimes and they'll jump so many settings and I feel like it's like a missed opportunity. And setting isn't necessarily just a city. It's like it's one room or it's like a friend's parents' kitchen, like there's a setting that pulls you in and keeps you familiar with that story because the characters all react a certain way in the setting. So that's something to think about as well. Oh, I feel like I'm rambling, but again, I wanted to do this. Oh, geez. Monsters, long awaited invitation, survivor, storm chaser. So once you kind of get the ideas going, I like to like really feel it out and like see what images come up. It could be like the smallest things. Like a lot of the time, I really love wardrobe. Sometimes, like like a long, the characters like wearing like a long leather jacket. I don't know why, but that's just like coming forward. And then again, it's just not judging whatever you're seeing. Um, Maybe they were struck by lightning and they are a survivor because they're having to deal with terrible consequences of that. I know it's not just the physical effects you get from being struck by lightning. It can be the psychological damages as well. A lot of people from the little research I did even reported personality changes. So maybe the lightning woke something up in them that they didn't know was there. And they don't want it, but are still fascinated with the experience. That's been interesting. This is when I would put music on and just start chilling and vibing and writing, but you're gonna get me silence now. Oh, my cat's asleep. Thank goodness. Long leather jacket, photographer, lightning, survivor, terrible mental consequences, lightning woke something up in them that they didn't know was there, and they don't want it. They're still fascinated with the experience. Storm chaser. Sounds so cool. I didn't want to go tornado because that was close to Twister. And now I keep writing about lightning, even in my own book. I'm working on my own time. Storm chaser. Long-awaited invitation. I feel like that's going to be until they receive long-awaited invitation. Until they receive the long-awaited invitation. When in my life have I received a long-awaited invitation? It's like finding out you get into a special program, or yeah, like that dream opportunity that you can't say no to. But unfortunately, it is not what we thought it would be. Because again, that's why I myself, I don't like to put so much pressure on events or things like that, because a lot of the time it cannot be what you thought it would be. So it's good to manage your expectations. So maybe this character didn't manage their expectations when they got the long-awaited invitation, and then when attending was shocked by something. Dream opportunity that you can't say no to, but unfortunately it is not what you thought it would be. It's your worst fear realized more than you can imagine. Okay, we got some stuff going. It's like pick one of these cards and run with it. The long-awaited invitation, that's like getting the plot going, getting the story going. Long-awaited invitation is pulling our character in a direction that they have wanted to go. Because again, our character needs a super objective. Just from acting school, it's like you have to know what your character wants. What is my objective? Ugh, I kind of hate this stuff now. It's fine. It applies to writing now more than anything, because I don't really do any acting now. But with writing, it does help. It's like, what does my character want in this scene? What do they need to do to get it? So that's the objective. We have many objectives throughout a story, but they're super objective. What is their purpose, or what the big spine, it's the objectives are like the vertebrae, but the spine itself is the super objective. Institution. So is it belonging, acceptance for something? Maybe it's being accepted by a particular institution that celebrates his or her work, his or her life, his or her story. Are they a photographer? Again, because maybe they're the storm chaser and they want to take photographs of it. Are they a writer? Are they an artist? Figuring out their occupation will help figure out the environment that they want to be invited into. What has been their through line, their dream? Okay, that's looking like it's building up to something. You know what? I might call it for today. My legs are giving out. And I need to go to bed because I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. So I got to go do some stuff. I hope if you're watching, you enjoyed this. I really love doing this. It's fun for me. This is what I do with or without someone watching. So I'm trying to just be more open with my writing journey. And yeah, as I build out community and an online presence, I think this is a good way for me to do it and not get in my head. And I have I like to gab, so this is the right way to do it. Okay, well, thank you so much if you were tuning in. I don't think I see any chat, so that's all good. Maybe I'll get to chat with someone next time. All good.